She was in a hurry to meet her lover in private, but the baby in her arms wouldn't stop crying. She had no choice but to take out some expired sleeping pills and use a knife to cut them in half. She looked at her innocent daughter, but ultimately hardened her heart. After dropping the pills into the baby bottle, she hastily added a few scoops of formula. In her panic, she even spilled a lot of the powder, but she had no time to clean it up. She still fed the sleeping pills to her daughter. Once her daughter was sound asleep, she couldn't wait to meet her lover. After some comforting, the woman was finally satisfied. She casually flipped through a photo album filled with pictures of her and her lover. On the last page of the album was a love letter they had written when they first started dating. As she took out the letter to savor it, an engagement ring fell out of the envelope. The man's romanticism completely intoxicated her, and she had long forgotten all about her daughter. When her husband returned home, he immediately noticed something strange in the baby bottle. An ant was crawling around inside it. It turned out that his absent-minded wife had used a can of formula that had bugs in it. He rushed to his daughter and felt her forehead, discovering she had a high fever. He immediately took her to the hospital. The doctor examined the baby and found that it wasn't as simple as just expired formula. To confirm the condition, they needed to draw blood for testing. Seeing the needle pierce his daughter's tiny hand, the man felt his heart being torn apart. He held back his grief, gently patted his daughter's shoulder. Choi Tai was originally a bank manager, but the economic crisis cost him his job, and he officially became a stay-at-home dad. Every day, besides taking care of the baby at home, he loved to spend time in bookstores reading romance novels. His wife, on the other hand, was the principal of a kindergarten and had a respectable job. Ever since Choi Tai lost his job, the tension at home had been growing. Just then, the phone rang. His wife couldn't wait to answer it, but it turned out to be a job interview notification for Choi Tai. His wife's face was full of annoyance as she complained about how hard her work was. She belittled Choi Tai as being useless and didn't give him a chance to explain. Left with no choice, Choi Tai went to the underground garage to angrily clean the car mats. He unintentionally discovered a parking fee receipt belonging to his wife in the car. Although he was no longer a bank manager, he still had the habit of keeping records. On this day, Choi Tai passed by his wife's kindergarten and decided to stop by and take a look. However, his wife was with her lover and suddenly received a call from the front desk. She instantly panicked and hurriedly asked the receptionist to help stall for time. Then, without even putting on her shoes, she started cleaning up the mess on the table. With his wife's introduction, Choi Tai met this man for the first time. Choi Tai assumed the other party was his wife's assistant and hurriedly greeted him politely. The two immediately fell into an awkward situation, both looking at each other for help. The woman was too nervous to speak and kept stealing glances at their reactions.
어떡하지? 전 선약이 있어서요.
She understood his hint and could no longer suppress the smile on her lips. On the way home, Choi Tai couldn't help but ask about his doubts. Why did she take off her shoes in the office? His wife complained that he nagged like a woman and lied, saying she had a client to meet. She got out of the car by the roadside. However, as soon as Choi Tai left, she hailed a taxi and went straight to her assistant's house. On the other hand, Choi Tai noticed an unfamiliar key on his wife's keychain. The meticulous Choi Tai suddenly realized that the place where his wife got out of the car was the same location as the one on the parking receipt. The next day, he decided to investigate. He took the key and secretly went to the assistant's house. With trepidation, he inserted the key into the lock.